Hi, I'm Brandon Sparks Gillis, and in this segment, we're going to talk about smoke taint. 2020 saw unprecedented, devastating wildfires in many wine regions around the globe. And so, talking about smoke taint today, we're going to actually get into a little bit more of the details about what it is and how it can be dealt with. So, the impact of smoke taint on grapes and on a given wine is a complex subject. It can relate to the proximity of the grapes to the wildfire, to the freshness or the age of the smoke, and to the duration and the intensity of that given smoke. It's also important to note that the stage of the growing season plays a critical role. Generally speaking, earlier in the season, fire and smoke taint are less of an issue. And once the berries actually form and we proceed into veraison, and from veraison to harvest, the risk of smoke taint increases dramatically. And in this, I think it's helpful to think of smoking foods. So if you're smoking ribs or if you're smoking pork, the amount of time that that smoke is in close proximity to that item makes a very big difference on the level of impact which can occur. And ultimately, the closer a grape is to harvest, the more susceptible it is to smoke taint. And the reason for this is because there are volatile phenols which literally can actually volatilize and actually bind with a given grape. So though it is possible for smoke that's exposed to the leaves to translocate through to the fruit, it's far more likely that smoke taint is going to occur due to smoke exposure around the berries and those volatile phenols actually latching on inside the berry. This is most noted in wine as a smoky, ashy, or medicinal character, oftentimes amplified by intense bitterness and ashy tannin on the finish. The test that can be done in a winery is called a microferment. So for a microferment, what you would do is harvest 100, 200, 300 clusters within a given block, depending on your duration that you're looking at. You take those back to the winery, destem them, and then run a very small scale fermentation. And within that small scale fermentation, you are able to unlock some of the bound compounds, some of those volatile phenols. And so the winemaker can actually be able to assess just by sensory whether or not there might be smoke taint characteristics within that given wine. There's one small silver lining, and that is that globally the conversation is now shifting to look at how these fires might be contained or prevented in the future.